Many times at SCAN, we talk about the idea of aging in place, because after all, everybody wants to stay home as long as they possibly can. So today we're going to talk to you about another program. It's called the PACE program. Some of you may not be familiar with it, but here's another opportunity for older folks to age in place gracefully in their home and not have to worry about a thing. Stay tuned. We've got all the details. Stay tuned. Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to SCAN FYI. So today we're going to be speaking to Michelle Buccheri. She's my very special guest. She's from Beacon of Life. And before I even officially introduce her, let me just say that Beacon of Life has been a longtime supporter of SCAN, and for that we are most grateful. So Michelle, say hello, introduce yourself a little better than I did, and tell everyone what you do at Beacon of Life.
Sure. Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show today. I'm the Director of Marketing at Beacon of Life. My background is actually I used to work in long-term care. I've been doing that for years, and then I've been at Beacon of Life for 3 years now. I saw the opportunity to have seniors age safely in their home, and I loved the idea of the PACE model. So I made the switch to come work at Beacon of Life, and I really see the benefits of what it's doing for our seniors. So I love this program and I love working here, and I'm really happy that I can be here to share with you and everybody else at SCAN what we actually do here.
Well, I think it's important to tell people about the PACE program because I'm sure that a lot of people have never heard of it, and it is a nationally recognized program. So let's start off, Michelle, by explaining what is it, PACE, the PACE program.
Yes, so it stands for Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. So PACE, it actually started in California back in the 70s in the Asian community because they didn't believe in putting their elders into nursing homes. So what they did is they got together, a dentist, somebody that did home care, they all got together and said, let's take care of our parents within the home. They piloted this program. It was called Unlock. Now, fast forward to today, it's a nationally recognized program by CMS, which is the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And there are 144 PACE programs nationally. And in New Jersey, there's actually only 6 programs operational right now. There will be 7 once Ocean County opens, which is coming soon. But Beacon of Life is the PACE program of Monmouth County. So it is pretty synonymous, but every PACE center has life in it. Life is also an acronym for Living Independently for Elders. So we are the PACE program of Monmouth County. So we service anybody 55 and older that lives in Monmouth County and wants to remain in their home as an alternative to an institutionalized setting, such as a nursing home or assisted living.
Well, naturally, who doesn't want to remain in their home for as long as we possibly can? I love that this program, PACE, that's a very interesting beginning. And thank you for sharing that, because that I did not know. And of course, the Asian community famously is known for taking very good care of their elders. Mm-hmm. So clearly they put a lot of thought into this. All right, That's very interesting to me. So what is the PACE program then? What is it now?
So it's pretty much the same across all PACE centers. We all have the same mission of keeping our seniors living safely in the community for as long as possible. So in order to do that, we take over all of their healthcare needs and coordinate all of their care under one umbrella. So it starts with, PACE, Program of All-Inclusive Care. So we are just that. It's all-inclusive care. So I'm sure around Monmouth County, you see our buses all the time and our vans. So we have the transportation. We provide transportation to and from our center here on Fort Monmouth. We have a beautiful center where people can come to do activities, come for their doctor's visits. So our transportation is the first step. It gets them to our center, to any medical appointments, and that's included within the care. Once people are here, they can partake in our activities. So we have an adult day center where we have bingos and entertainment and bus trips and all fun things. Socialization for seniors is so important. I'm sure, you've seen it over COVID when everybody was stuck at home. It was so detrimental to our seniors. We never stopped during COVID. We stayed in touch with our seniors. We went out there and gave them special activities and did Zoom classes and phone bingos. So we have a great activities department there. And additionally, when they're here for the center, they can get breakfast and lunch with us. And we have a beautiful dining room area where they can get their meals. We also have a big clinical piece to it. So we have a doctor here, nurse practitioners, nurses, where they will come here to Beacon of Life, to our center on Fort Monmouth, for their doctor's appointments. And then we manage all of their medical needs. We're writing their prescriptions, making sure they get their prescriptions, making sure that they're on the right medications. We're setting up any outside appointments that they would need for them. That way they're not having to worry about, how am I going to get to the cardiologist and
Right.
who's going to drive me? So we schedule those appointments, we bring them there. And then we also have that coordination back with those specialists of, how are we going to care for this? We call them participants when they're in our program. So we take care of their medical needs. And we also have physical and occupational therapy on site. We have full-time social workers and one-on-one counseling. We really look at the participant as a whole, and they get their own care plan that is specialized to what their needs are. We also have home health aides. So if somebody needs some help within the home, we have task-oriented home care, where we'll go out and help them with if they need assistance with laundry or showers, some light housekeeping, you name it. We do it pretty much. The way our program works is, if there's a need for something, we put it into place for someone, because our goal is preventative care. Make sure they're not going into the hospital, make sure they're staying out of nursing homes. And our whole mission is to provide nursing home level of care within the home, so people don't have to go anywhere but home. So we do a lot of creative things. We have an interdisciplinary team of 11 members. They meet every morning, they go over all of our participants' needs, and they put together a care plan for them, and they put things into place. If they need something, they're going to get it. So additionally, other than being their provider, we also become their insurance company. So it's a very unique model. So somebody will get a Beacon of Life insurance card, and it's the same with every other PACE program too. It's, both provider and insurance.
So you really are attending to a very holistic approach, head to toe, all of their needs. So no more need for a primary care doctor or this doctor or that doctor. Everything truly is under one roof.
Right. We do it all. So, and that's so helpful too, think of all the adult children that have their parents living with them. It becomes a full-time job. They have to drive their parents to the doctors, and they have to make all their appointments and make sure they have their medications. We take care of all of that for them, and we manage all of their needs, and we're constantly reevaluating and constantly adding or changing to the care plan as needed to make sure that they have what they need to stay safe in the community.
Well, again, anything that keeps you home and in the community is the cost is lower, and it's a better way to live. Who doesn't want to be home? I think everyone wants to be in their own home, and this is an opportunity for people that makes it possible to stay in their own home. Right. And of course, we'll have all of Michelle's information and Beacon of Life if anyone wants to reach out to her and get some particular info. Michelle, who meaning, the demographic of the clientele? Is there an age group that you're looking for? Who is this for?
So to qualify for our program, there are 3 things. You need to be 55 and older. You need to live in Monmouth County or the county within whatever PACE center it's in. For Beacon of Life, it's Monmouth County. And you need to be able to live safely in the community with our services.
Okay, because obviously there would be for some people, they would not be able to just live within the community. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
so we do assessments. So before anybody enrolls into our program, we do a number of different things to make sure they qualify for the program, because we want to make sure that we can care for them too before they sign up and change all their doctors and everything.
Right.
So we have a nurse that'll go out and they'll do what's called a level of care assessment, and that's to make sure they clinically qualify for the program. So that's like the 3 or more activities of daily living that they need assistance with. So we'll see if what they need help with, what are the things we're going to put into place for them once they are a participant. And then we also do a home safety assessment, which is done by one of our occupational therapists. They go out to the participant's home and they see, like, maybe there's something we could put into place to make it a little more safe for them. Maybe they need some grab bars or some home modification. So we look at safety in the community with our services. So what can we do to keep that person living safely at home?
Anytime you can be home, really, always the best thing in the world for you. Now, I know that you, one of the questions people always want to know is, well, I need to see the place. I need to, see what's going on there. And I think that's fair, because before you would do this for yourself or for a loved one, you would always want to know exactly what's going on. And of course, the good news is that Beacon of Life is having an open house. So let's talk a little bit about that.
So we have an open house event. We actually have one every month. So the next one coming up is April 27th. It's from 4 to 6. So you could come in and just, you don't even have to RSVP. You could just show up and take a tour and learn more about the program, see it in action, see what we do here. Because I feel like you can talk about it, and there's so many different components that I almost feel you have to see it to believe it, to really be like, how do they do all of that? How can I have my loved one cared for within their home and they don't have to go to nursing home? Once they see it, it's a little bit more easy to understand. So our open house, like I said, is the 27th of April from 4 to 6. Additionally, we do something called a day in the life. So if somebody wanted to come in and do a trial visit to our center, if they were interested in our program, we could pick them up, bring them to the center, and they could participate just as if they were a participant in our program, and have like a little, we call it the day in the life, because it's a day in the life of a participant. So that's also something somebody could schedule through us.
Sample the food.
Yes.
It's always very, very important. Well, of course, Beacon of Life, for those who've never been there, you are in the building that used to be the hospital at Fort Monmouth, when it was Fort Monmouth. And of course, you've modernized it, and it's absolutely beautiful. The facility is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's very modern. It doesn't have a clinical feel to it at all. I mean, it's absolutely lovely. Yeah. I think it's a great idea to take advantage of the open house to, you almost have to see it to believe it. Yeah.
Right. And then once people come here, they're like, this is amazing. I remember when it was the Patterson Hospital back in the day. It looks nothing like that. What have you done with the place? It's gorgeous.
It looks nothing like a hospital. Now, if someone is listening, and we do have listeners from other parts of New Jersey, we're in Monmouth County, but if someone is interested in the PACE program in their county, how would they find that?
So there's a website, it's npa.org, National PACE Association, that's what NPA is. So npa.org, and they can search the PACE centers that are within their area, because they're all over the United States, PACE centers. So there are, like I said, there's 6 in New Jersey. Ocean County will be 7 once it's open, and that's coming soon. That actually is under Beacon of Life. So we have Ocean and Monmouth County all under Beacon of Life. To find those other PACE centers, though, you can just there's a locator and you can search for it.
All right. So if you're looking for another opportunity, or I should say an option, to keep a loved one in the community at home, who wouldn't want to be at home, the PACE program might be the right thing for you. And the open house is on April 27th. And what's the time of that?
4 to 6 p.m.
4 to 6. Okay. And Michelle said no RSVP necessary.
It's better if you do, but if you want to show up, I welcome it.
All right. Any other things, things that you want to share with our listeners about the program, about Beacon of Life in particular?
Yeah, so it really is, it's like a second family for a lot of our participants. So we're not looking to kind of like take everything over and the family does nothing. It's a partnership. That's what we call it, a partnership with families. We're there to support the participants and their family members, but they have this whole team of professionals that are caring for them that become like an extended family to them. So it really is, I feel like once you come in and you see the place and you see how everyone's interacting with the participants, you feel that sense of family, which I think is also very important. And, you see all the time people that if they do go to a facility or like a nursing home or assisted living, it's not necessarily where they want to be. So they do have usually a quicker decline in their health. And we see such a better quality of life in our participants that are in our program that would have otherwise been in a nursing home setting. We even have participants that were in a nursing home and moved out and enrolled in our program. There's so many seniors out there that don't know that this is an option to them. They think it's either, you get home care or you go to a nursing home. They don't know about the in-between where you can live safely at home and you can get these services and you can stay where you want to be. And I think it's so important to just educate the community on what we do and who we are and how they can get involved in our program.
And thank you for that, Michelle, because really that's what Scan FYI is all about. We always say that there are so many opportunities out there, but if you don't know about them, what good is it? So we want to share as many opportunities as we possibly can and educate people. So here is just one more thing, the PACE program that everyone should be aware of. Okay, very good. All right, well, Michelle Buccheri, Director of Marketing for Beacon of Life in Monmouth County, soon to be Ocean County, which is very exciting. Thank you so much for being my guest today on Scan FYI.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr. We'll see you next time on Scan FYI. Bye, everyone. Bye, Michelle.
Bye.